All right, guys, we're back. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy CMB checking in. And guys, I want to talk a little bit about the spat that's going on with Gervonta Tank Davis and Terence Crawford. Now, if you didn't know, Gervonta Tank Davis a couple of days ago, he kind of went on a rant about His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and how he didn't know ish about boxing. And he questioned why wasn't everybody invited to the Ring Magazine Gala. Now, Terence Crawford went on Twitter after that and took a dig at Gervonta Tank Davis. He says here, he says, I see somebody's mad that they wasn't invited to the Ring Magazine Gala. He had a couple of laughing emojis there. And he says, I remember being left out. That's why when they let me in, I crashed the party. Now, you guys know Tank, he's a little thin-skinned. You know, when it comes to people talking trash about him. He responds to Crawford. And he says, you need it. He also says, and I still make more than you. Then he says, y'all think he's chasing greatness? He's not. That's what he has to do to make decent money. F boys. And Crawford responds back. And he says, first thing a dumb rich person said to another rich person is, I got more money than you. I bet you I own more investments than you, and I don't owe a dollar in taxes. You can't buy nothing I can't buy that I want, sir, and that's a fact. Let's see whose money lasts the longest, smart guy. So I don't know if Tank responded back or not. I'm not going to really look too much into that. But I do want to talk about a few things here. And the first thing I want to say is, it's no fun when the rabbit has a gun. And it's funny how tables have now turned when it comes to the sport of boxing. Terence Crawford is now in a position to make a huge amount of money. He's now getting the shine, I would say, that he so deserves. For years, Terence Crawford has been fighting an uphill battle at Top Rank. Then, once he left Top Rank, he fought an uphill battle to get the fight with Errol the True Spence Jr. because the PBC did not want that fight to take place. They tried to block him out, but Errol Spence Jr. made that fight happen. Shout out to Errol Spence Jr. for being a man of his word. And it's just been, you know, thing after thing after thing that Terence Crawford has been trying to overcome. And he's one of the best and brightest fighters in the United States of America. You know, everyone around the world sees him as the pound for pound king. And now you have Gervonta Tank Davis, who is a superstar in his own right. I would say he's in a position right now where it's bad for him in a sense, because we had the PBC, who at one time was on the top of the heap when it came to these boxing platforms. They had all this money, they had all this huge stable of fighters, and now years later, things aren't looking as lucrative. They're having a lot of financial issues, and everybody knows that. Tank, you know, lashing out at the PBC all the time on Twitter. You know, he's not saying their names, but he's lashing out, saying that, you know, the fight's off when it comes to his next fight that's coming up. And Turki Al-Sheikh comes into the game. He's a fan of boxing. He has deep pockets. He's making these great fights that a lot of the fans want to see. He's making pay-per-view cheaper. And now Tank's on the outside looking in. And I told you guys that the old guard is not going to like this model that Turki Al-Sheikh has. And the reason they don't like it, I'm talking about the fighters right now who don't like it, like Canelo, Gervonta Tank Davis. They don't like this because even though Turki Al-Sheikh pays a lot of money, he expects you to fight the best competition. And that's what boxing fans always wanted. We're getting it all. We're getting the best fighting the best, and we're getting cheaper pay-per-view we're getting cheaper pay-per-view fights on pay-per-view, and we're getting stacked cards. And guys like Gervonta Tank Davis don't like stuff like this. Why? Because they can't cherry pick anymore and expect to make a big amount of money, because it's just not going to fly anymore. And this is why I think he doesn't particularly like Turkey Al-Sheikh. But I said this in a previous video, Tank should not burn bridges. He should not burn bridges because all these other boxing platforms, they're falling in line up under Turkey Al-Sheikh. And the only holdout right now seems to be the PBC. But how much longer can they last? How much longer can they last? And you never want to put yourself in a position where, you know, you're on the outside looking in. This guy, like I said, he has deep pockets. And he, to me right now, I said this before, I think Tank's pulling a Broner. We've seen Broner burn a lot of bridges. And Tank's following right in along in those footsteps. I think you should keep an open mind about Turkey Al-Sheikh. You know, I just do. But that's my assessment from this and this Twitter spat. You know, I think it's deeper than this spat. You know, I think it goes deeper than that. I think there may be a little underlying jealousy going on here. But we'll see. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.